Ever looked out at the vast dark ocean and wondered what's really going on down there in the deepest, darkest parts of our planet? We often think of the deep sea as a silent, empty abyss. But what if I told you it's teeming with life, connected by a hidden, complex food web that scientists are only just beginning to understand? Today we're diving thousands of meters below the surface to uncover the secrets of the deep sea food network. It's a world of bizarre creatures, unexpected connections, and incredible survival stories. So, grab your virtual submarine and let's explore the mysteries of the abyss. First things first, let's talk about the menu. Up here, in the sunlit zone, everything revolves around photosynthesis. Plants and phytoplankton use sunlight to create energy, forming the base of the food web. But in the deep sea, where sunlight never reaches, where does the food come from? The primary source is something called marine snow. It sounds magical, doesn't it? Marine snow is a continuous shower of organic material falling from the upper layers of the ocean. It's made of dead algae, fish scales, waste particles, and all sorts of other leftovers from the bustling world above. For many deep-sea creatures, this constant drizzle of marine snow is their bread and butter. Imagine you're a tiny organism living on the seafloor. This rain of detritus is your lifeline. It's filter feeders like sea cucumbers, certain types of starfish, and brittle stars are the cleanup crew of the abyss. They patiently sift through the muck on the seafloor, consuming the marine snow. They are the grazers of this dark world, turning what is essentially waste into a vital source of energy. They form the first crucial link in this hidden food chain. Without them, the energy from the surface would just accumulate unused on the ocean floor. But the story doesn't stop with marine snow. What happens when something much bigger dies in the surface waters, like a massive whale? When a whale carcass sinks, it's like a lottery win for the deep-sea community. This event, known as a whale fall, creates a massive, concentrated food source that can sustain an entire ecosystem for decades. The first to arrive are the scavengers, creatures like the hagfish, which are these slimy, eel-like fish and giant isopods, which look like colossal underwater woodlice swarm the carcass. They can strip it down to the bone in a matter of months. They are the opportunists taking full advantage of this rare feast. After the initial feeding frenzy, a new set of characters takes over. These are the bone eaters. A particularly fascinating group is the Ocetic worms, sometimes called zombie worms. These creatures have no mouths or stomachs. Instead, they secrete acid to dissolve the bones and have symbiotic bacteria in there, roots that digest the fats and oils locked inside the whale's skeleton. It's an incredibly specialized way of life. And these worms create a thriving community that can last for years, even decades, long after the flesh is gone. This shows just how resourceful life in the deep can be, evolving unique strategies to exploit every last bit of energy. But what about predators in the deep? Oh, they're down there, and they are some of the most alien-looking creatures on the planet. Think of the anglerfish, with its famous bioluminescent lure dangling in front of its massive mouth, attracting unsuspecting prey in the total darkness. Or the viperfish, with teeth so long they can't even close their mouths. These predators are perfectly adapted to a world of scarcity. They often have slow metabolisms, allowing them to survive for long periods between meals. They are masters of the ambush, lying in wait for a small fish or crustacean to swim just a little too close. And this is where it gets really interesting. Scientists are discovering that these food chains are not always linear. It's a complex web. For example, some predators might eat the scavengers that fed on a whale fall. Other creatures might feed on the bacteria that grow on the seafloor. And some animals actually migrate. The lanternfish, for instance, embarks on a daily journey, spends its days in the deep, dark, mesopelagic zone, or the twilight zone, to avoid predators. But at night, it travels up to the surface waters to feed on plankton. This nightly vertical migration is the largest migration on Earth in terms of biomass, and it acts as a vital shuttle, actively transporting energy from the surface down to the deep sea. Now let's talk about a source of food that has nothing to do with the sunlit world above. I'm talking about hydrothermal vents. These are like underwater hot springs, spewing superheated, mineral-rich water from the Earth's crust. You'd think nothing could survive here, but they are oases of life. The base of the food web at these vents isn't photosynthesis, but chemosynthesis. Specialized bacteria and archaea use chemicals like hydrogen sulfide, which is toxic to most life, to create energy. It's a completely different recipe for life. These chemosynthetic microbes form thick mats that are grazed upon by snails, shrimp, and crabs. And these, in turn, are prey for larger animals like vent fish and octopuses. The most iconic inhabitants are the giant tube worms. These strange, beautiful creatures can grow several feet long and have no mouth or gut. Like the zombie worms on whale falls, they rely on symbiotic bacteria living inside them. The worms absorb chemicals from the vent fluid and deliver them to the bacteria, which then produce food for the worm. This discovery completely changed our understanding of life, proving it can thrive in extreme environments, completely independent of sunlight. Studying this deep-sea food web is incredibly challenging. We can't just go down there with a pair of binoculars. Scientists rely on remotely operated vehicles, or ROVs, which are like underwater robots equipped with cameras, robotic arms, and sampling tools. They send these ROVs down thousands of meters to observe these ecosystems, collect specimens, and analyze the chemical environment. Each dive brings back new data, new species, and new questions. For example, how do these isolated communities, like those at different vent fields, connect with each other? How do larvae travel across vast, barren stretches of seafloor? These are the puzzles that researchers are trying to solve right now. They use DNA analysis to trace relationships between populations and build more accurate models of this hidden network. And what we're relearning is that the deep sea is far more dynamic and interconnected than we ever imagined. The health of these deep-sea ecosystems is also profoundly linked to our world on the surface. Our actions, such as overfishing, pollution, and climate change, have a direct impact on the abyss. A decline in surface life means less marine snow, starving the deep-sea communities that depend on it. Deep-sea mining is another growing concern. As we search for minerals, we risk destroying fragile habitats like hydrothermal vents and seamounts, which are hotspots of biodiversity. We could be wiping out entire ecosystems and species that we haven't even discovered yet. Protecting these hidden worlds is crucial, not just for the sake of the amazing creatures that live there, but for the health of the entire global ocean. The deep sea plays a vital role in regulating our planet's climate and cycling nutrients. So, the next time you think of the ocean, remember the hidden world far below. It's not an empty void, but a vibrant, interconnected realm of zombie worms, bioluminescent hunters, and life-giving marine snow. A world built on falling feasts and chemical energy, where every particle counts. There is still so much to discover, and every new finding reminds us of the incredible resilience and ingenuity of life. Thanks for joining me on this deep dive today. If you're fascinated by the mysteries of our planet, make sure to like this video and subscribe for more adventures into the unknown. Let me know in the comments which deep-sea creature you find the most amazing. I'll see you next time.